When we do, for example, jumping back, I think also Helen made a point as well that instead of jumping into plank, it is much better for your elbows, for your shoulders to absorb the shock, that you bend your elbows and you actually jump to chaturanga. So your two choices are, on the safe side, you either jump to chaturanga, which can be a bit difficult because you don't jump all the way down to the floor. You stop it so that your elbows are the height of your ribs, right? Because it's basically a push-up. But a push-up is not all the way to the ground, otherwise you're rotating this too much, the rotator cuff, and also you're doing some weird thing with your shoulder blade. So the other option is to walk to plank and then do knees, chest, chin. But you have to do that a little bit fast because everything is in one breath, right? If you're going to do it slow, you can catch up, maybe do it in 2 breaths. So it's either, so from the forward fold, inhale. Also during the sun salutation exams, a lot of you are putting your hands here. So you put your hands here. It's logical because your next step is here. If you do your half lift here or there, you're adding an extra step to get to there. So here you're ready and then you jump or half lift and walk, knees, chest, chin. Okay? What else? Instead of upward facing dog, you can do cobra. And then also, it doesn't have to be like this whole class you're just going to do cobra, or this whole class you're just going to do upward facing dog. Just see, like you can vary it a little bit. So some vinyasas you do the cobra, some vinyasas you do an up dog, you see how you feel. Also in this series, there's a lot of forward folds. When I was doing Ashtanga training, like on the 3rd day, it was my hamstrings just got so tight. Instead of like being loose, they kind of like did the opposite thing and we're just, we don't want to do this anymore. And then I realized that if I concentrate more on the upward facing dog, that created more length, more of a counter pose as well. So think about your cobras and your upward facing dogs because it's a lot of forward folds, like I said. What else? Do you have any questions before we begin? Yeah.
Tips for jumping back, how to do it right, or jumping forward.
We'll do that in a workshop. Not today. Okay, not just now. Okay, so let's sit down in a comfortable, easy pose, cross legs or in Vajrasana. And start your Ujjayi breathing. Keep your spine straight. Just close your eyes or gaze 45 degrees down. Decide for yourself that you're going to be here, you're going to be present for the class, for this moment. Let the sound of the Ujjayi breath be your guide throughout the whole class. And even when the postures get difficult, and when the body is being challenged, you are still with your breath, and that is the most important thing. And I always tell my students, even if you can't touch your toes, if you are breathing fully and deeply, you are doing 90% of the yoga practice. Let's chant Om together. Take an inhale. And listen to the mantra. Bande Gurunam Charana Ravinde Sandal Sitas Patma Sukha Vabode Nishreyase jangalika yamane samsara hala hala mohashanti abahu purushakaram shankhachakrasidarinam sahasrasya samsvetam pranamami patanjalim. Aum Shanti Shanti Shanti. Keep the flow of your Ujjayi breath going. And slowly open your eyes and come forward to the top of your mat. In Samastitihi, standing at attention in even standing. Bringing your feet together, activating your legs, activating your abdominals a wee bit, pointing your tailbone towards the floor. And on an inhale, lift your arms up. Look at your thumbs, bring your hands together. On the exhale, dive down, place your hands on either side of your feet, your chest to your thighs. On the inhale, fingertips on the floor, gaze at your third eye, flat back. Exhale, walk or jump back into your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into your upward facing dog, open the chest, knees and hips lifted. Exhaling, roll through the toes and lift your hips up and back. And stay here for 5 Ujjayi breaths. Ekam, Due, Treni, Chatvari, Pancham. Look front between your hands, lift your heels, bend your knees and walk or jump. Ending in half lift, looking at your third eye. Exhale, chest to the thighs, Uttanasana. Inhale and rise up, looking at your thumbs. Exhale, release your hands down, gazing forward. Second round, inhale, lift your arms up, hands together, look at your thumbs. Exhale, fold forward, flat back. Inhaling, lengthen the spine, gaze at the third eye. Exhale, walk or jump back into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling into your upward facing dog. Exhaling into your downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Ekam. Due. Treni. Chatvari. Pancham. Look to the front and walk or jump to the front, ending in half lift. Exhale into forward fold, chest to the thighs, release the head. Inhale, rise up. And take your hands to your sides, Samastitihi. Breathe. Hands to your sides. On the next inhale, lift your arms up, hands together, look at your thumbs. And exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, gaze at your third eye. Exhale, jump back or walk back into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, open the chest, look up at the ceiling. Exhale, pull back. Lifting your hips up and back, look at your navel. And try to straighten your legs as much as you can. Here, if you've got hyperextended knees, it doesn't matter in this position with the bending your knees. Only when you have lots of weight on the leg. Ekam. Due. Treni. Chatuari. Pancham. Look front and walk or jump to the front. Flat back. Exhale to forward fold, chest to the thighs. Inhale, rise up, arms and spine in one line. There's no Utkatasana there. Exhale, release your arms and breathe. On the next inhale, lift your arms up, look up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhaling, jump back or walk back. Inhaling into your up dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Gaze at your navel. 5 long Ujjayi breaths, always in Ujjayi. Ekam. Dve. Treni. Chatvari, remain still. Pancham, look front, Urdhva Uttanasana, jump front, lengthen spine. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rising up, lead with your arms, looking at the thumbs. And exhale, release. Inhaling, lifting the arms, looking at your thumbs. And exhaling, diving down, chest to thighs. Inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana, lengthen the spine. Exhale, jump back or walk back. Inhale into your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, look at the ceiling. And exhale, pull back. Nice and slow movements with your breath. Ekam. See if you can still breathe for inhaling for 4 long counts, exhaling 8 long counts. Dve. Treni. Chatuari, look at your navel. Pancham, look to the front and walk or jump front. Half lift. Exhale, chest to the thighs. Inhale, rise up, lead with your arms. Don't bend your knees as you come up. Exhale, release down. It's 5 to 8 rounds of sun salutation. So we'll do one last one. Inhale, lift your arms up. Look at your thumbs. Exhale, fold forward. Very nice. Inhale, gaze at the third eye. Half lift, fingertips on the floor. Exhale, jump back or walk back to Chaturanga. Inhaling, open the chest, look up at the ceiling. And exhale, pull back, gaze at the navel. Flatten your hands, spread your toes, send your heels down. Ekam. Walk your feet forward. Dve. Treni. Walk your feet forward. Chatvari. Last breath, Pancham. Very nice. Look forward and walk or jump front. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Really use the exhale to get the chest to the thighs. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. Sun salutation B starting in Utkatasana. Inhale, bend your knees. Looking at your thumbs. Exhaling to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk or jump back. Inhale into up dog. Exhale, push back into down dog. Look at your navel. Now without lifting your right leg up to the ceiling, just directly step it to the front between your hands. Left heel comes down, rise up into warrior, one hand's together. Look at your thumbs. Exhale, descend down into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift your hips up and back. Left leg to the front. Right heel down, lift your arms up, look at your thumbs. Exhale, descend down into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, opening the chest. Exhale, pull back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And stay here for 5 breaths. Ekam. Dui. Use your Ujjayi breath to get you through. Training. Chatwari. Pancham. Look front and walk or jump to the front. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees into Utkatasana, chair pose. Hands together, look at your thumbs. And exhale, standing. Facing your hands to the sides. Second round, inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, jump back. Or walk back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Really open the chest. Look up at the sky, the ceiling. Exhale, push back. Directly take your right leg to the front. Warrior 1. Look at your hands, hips facing front. Put your foot 45 degrees that way. Exhale, go down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, open chest. Exhale, down dog, look at your navel. Very nice. Go wider on your down dog, move your legs back. Left leg to the front. Warrior 1 here. Press the outside edge of the foot down. Bring your foot closer to the center. Exhaling, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, open chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look at your navel. 5 breaths. Very good. Ekam. If you're starting to feel in your yoga practice that the space between your shoulder blades hurt, like the muscles there, think about how you do your downward facing dog. So if there's pain there, it's usually because you're trying to take your chest down to the floor, which is the traditional way, the old way we do down dog. So if you feel pain between the shoulder blades, try to just keep the alignment with your arms and the spine. In other words, don't take your chest down. Last breath here. Look to the front and walk or jump to the front, half lift. Exhale to forward fold, chest to the thighs. Bend your knees, lift your chest, Utkatasana, hands together. Exhale, Samastitihi. Let's do one more because you're doing it really, really well. Inhaling, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhaling to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Look at the ceiling. Exhale, push back, lift your hips up and back, look at your navel. Right leg front, warrior 1. Hips facing the front. Ground down the outside edge of your back foot. Back foot is 45 degrees. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Slow down. If you're too fast, it means your breath is fast. Exhale, push back. If you're slow, that means your breath is slow, unless you're not coordinating your breath with your movement, which is a disaster. Left leg to the front, rise up, warrior 1. Virabhadrasana, hands together. Exhaling, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling, Adho Mukha Svanasana. 5 Ujjayi breaths. Find the stillness. Ekam. Dui. Walk your feet front. A bit more. No, not apart, just in front. Bring them closer. Here. Walk forward. Yep. Last breath. Look front and walk or jump to the front. Long spine, gaze at your third eye. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, bend your knees, Utkatasana, open your chest. Look at your thumbs. And exhaling, Samastitihi, even standing. And breathe. Okay, Padhastasana. Padangustasana. Open your feet about hip distance. And then hold on to your big toes with your 4 fingers and thumbs. Elbows out to the sides. As you exhale, chest to the thighs and point your head down to the floor. Ekam. Ujjayi breath. Dui. Each time you exhale, go deeper. Treni. Chatwari. Pancham. Very good. Inhale, just lengthen your spine. In other words, just look up. And then place your whole hand underneath your feet so that your toes touch the wrists. Bend your knees if you need to. 5 breaths. Ekam. Each exhale, bring your chest further towards your thighs. Dui. Each inhale, micro movements with the vertebra getting longer. Trini. Chatwari. Pancham. Inhaling, half lift. Exhaling, hands to your waist. And then take another inhale to rise all the way up and bring your feet together and your arms to your sides. Samastitihi. Step your right leg to the back and then pivot your feet towards the back of the room. So your left foot is facing the wall, the left wall. Left foot's facing the left wall. Right foot is facing the back of the room. And your hips are facing the side. Okay, reach your right hand down to your big toes and your left arm up into Uttita Trikonasana. And if you can't reach your big toe, you can place your hand on your shin. Ekam, wider stance. Separate your feet. Dui. And look at your right hand. Let's come up a little higher. Just put your hand there. Inhale. Exhale. Treni. I'm going to let go. Chatwari. Pancham. Inhale, rise up. Pivot your feet the opposite way. Left foot towards the plants, right foot towards the courtyard. Left hand on your left big toe. And look up at the ceiling. Uttita Trikonasana on this side. Ekam. Dui. Keep breathing in Ujjayi. Treni. Maybe you can slide slowly down to reach your big toe. Chatwari. Pancham. Inhale and rise up. And exhale, step to the front. Well done. Breathe. And now step your right leg to the back and pivot your feet again towards the back of the room. This time your hips are facing to the back room and your back foot is 45 degrees. Facing the back. 45. Hips facing the back room. Left foot 45 degrees. Take your left hand, place it on the block on your shin or down to the floor, and then start to twist. Lift your right arm up. Look at your right hand. Parivrita Trikonasana. Ekam. Dve. Treni. Chatvari. Pancham. Inhale and rise up. Pivot your feet the opposite way. Both legs are straight. Now you really want to place your back foot, in line with the heel. So the heel to the middle of the back foot, not heel to heel. Why? Because you want to bring your inner thighs together. The idea is like you want to feel like you're squeezing your inner thighs together. So here it's a little bit difficult, right? Squeeze your inner thighs together. Ground down the inside edge of the front foot. So not like this. Inside edge of the front foot. Outside edge of the back foot. Now take your right hand down. And your left arm up. And breathe. Ekam. Dve. Make sure that you have equal weight on both legs. Not that you are putting more pressure on the front leg. Equal weight on both legs. As much as possible, don't bend the front leg. You might need a block, so be clever about it. Last breath there. Inhaling, rising up. And step to the front, Samastitihi, and breathe. Good. Step your right leg to the back. Pivot your feet. This time your left foot facing the courtyard, right foot facing the back of the room. Bend your right knee to try and get that thigh parallel to the floor. Parallel, parallel, parallel. Take your right hand down and your left arm by your ear, pointing to the back of the room. Good. Look at your extended hand. This hand's pointing to the back of the room. Look here. And breathe. Now if you want to bind, you can take that lower arm underneath the leg and then the other arm behind you. And if you're doing that, you should be opening your chest. I think you shouldn't bind because you're not aligned. Bend this more. Yeah, this is better for you. Breathe. Can you bend a little bit more? Good. Look here. Keep breathing. One more breath. Good. Inhale, rise up. Good. Okay, pivot your feet the opposite way. Left foot facing the plant, right foot to the courtyard, left hand down, right bicep by your ear, look at your right hand, or you can bind. Make sure you're opening your chest to the sides, you're not facing your chest to the floor. Ekam. If your chest is facing the floor, maybe release the bind and just put your left forearm on the thigh, so you're better aligned. Due. Treni. Keep breathing. Bend your knee a little bit more. Keep on bending. You open your chest. One more breath. Very good. Turn your head down to the floor. Release the bind. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, step to the front. Take a breath. Step your right leg to the back and point your toes to the back of the room. Okay, so here again it's important. When the hips are facing the short edges of the mat, the back foot is 45 degrees. And you want the heel, the front heel, to align with the middle of the back foot, please. Okay, not heel to heel. Just for Ashtanga's sake. No. Middle of the back foot. This is the middle. Align it to this line. Align this here. Okay, so that way you can feel your inner thighs. Bend your right knee, please. Bend, 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 bend all the way. Take your left shoulder outside of your right knee and take your left hand down your right bicep by your ear to the back of the room. And breathe. Look here. Anytime your knee is bent in the triangle, bend, 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 your arm is reaching to the back of the room. In the regular triangle, the arm is up to the ceiling. Study your poses. Okay, almost there. Keep breathing. One more breath. Inhale, rise up. Okay, pivot your feet the opposite way. Okay, as much as possible. So we got the legs right, that's good. As much as possible, when you bend your front knee, you want to get this elbow outside of the knee. So here's the twist, not here. The elbow is there, the shoulder is there. So you want to get the shoulder more in line with this knee before you bind. Otherwise, you don't need to bind. And then where is the top arm facing? Yes, the front of the room. It's a twist. So we're twisting that direction, sorry. Right hand down. Put your right shoulder outside of this knee. Okay, and breathe. Don't forget the Ujjayi breath. Yes, good adjustment. Bend your knee a little bit more, widen your stance. Arm there. Look here. One more breath. Okay, inhale, rise up. And exhale, step to the front. Take a few breaths. Ujjayi, you're surviving your standing postures. Okay, right leg to the back. And this time we just have our feet parallel. Feet parallel. Okay, so I don't know if I've explained to you the magic. Doesn't work for everyone, but it works in most cases. Like the magic proportion. So if you have your arms out this way, you think of a straight line from your wrists all the way down. So not your fingertips, but your wrists all the way down. And that's where you would put your ankles. So check the person in front of you that they're wide enough. So like I said, it doesn't work with everybody, but it works most of the time. This is what you want to work on, and this will give you everything. This will give you this distance. It 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 will give you every distance. So if you look at your mat, you should have like 2 gray circles all on the same spot. Right. Okay, so bring your hands to your waist, your elbows to the back of the room. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold forward. Now take your hands down to the floor in the same line as your feet. And then inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, do another forward fold. Top of the head down to the floor. Very nice. And breathe there. So see if you can place a little bit of weight towards the balls of your feet, just so you can get just a little bit more length of the back of the legs. Top of the head on the floor, touch the Sahasrara chakra onto the ground if you can, or just imagine that you're doing that. Because once you touch, there's a nice way to go up to headstand that way. Inhale, half lift. Exhale your hands to your waist. And inhale, rise up to stand. And exhale, release your arms to the sides. Okay. Let's do, there's A, B, C, and D of this. Let's just do the C. Because we can't do all of the Ashtanga, it will take a bit long. Roll the shoulders back and interlace your fingers. So I'm skipping some repetitive postures. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look up at the ceiling. And then exhale, fold forward once more. Top of the head on the floor, and then release your arm towards this side of the room where I am. Now, see if you can get the palms of your hands together as well. Press them together. Yes. Ekam. Dui. Ujjayi breath. Treni. Chatvari. Pancham. With one breath, inhale, rise up. And release your arms. Pivot your feet towards the front of the room and step to the front. Take a breath in and a breath out, always in Ujjayi. Parashvottanasana. For this one, you can grab hold of your elbows in this way, or you can do Namaskar Mudra by the shoulder blades, between the shoulder blades. Now here you can have less of a wider stance, but just like a few inches less wide. Step your right leg to the back and pivot your feet to the back of the room. Your hips will be facing the back of the room, back leg 45 degrees. Yes, hips face the back of the room. Both legs are straight. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold forward. And then try to align your spine with your right leg. Here you come. Dui. And really press down the inside edge of your front foot. Yes. Very good. Pancham, inhale, head up, rise up. Pivot your feet towards the front of the yoga hall. Lengthen the spine, hips facing front, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Looking at your toes or your navel. 5 breaths. Try and sense your shoulders and feel that your shoulders are aligned. Elbows up to the ceiling. Ekam. Very good. Full concentration on the breath. Dui. Good, nice breathing. Chatvari. Pancham. Okay. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, step to the front. And then release your arms. Okay, you can grab hold of your belt here. This is the one where we lift our legs up. So you might need your belt, you might not. If you have your belt, you need both hands. And you grab hold of your right foot. If you're not using a belt, grab hold of your big toe. Place your weight on the left leg. The right leg is extended. Look front. Uttita Hasta Padangustasana. Ekam. Dui. Treni. Chatwari, Pancham. Slowly open the leg to the side and then look to your left shoulder or the left side of the room. Open the chest, Ekam. Dve, Treni, Chatwari, Pancham. Okay, send the leg slowly to the front. Take it with both hands or both hands on the belt and take a forward fold. Ekam. Dve. Very good. Treni. Look at your big toes or knee. Chatwari. Very good. Pancham, inhale, you rise up. You let go of the leg, keep it there. Ekam. Dve. Treni. Chatwari. Pancham, release. Okay. Press your right leg down and lift the left foot, left leg. Hold on to the big toe. Drishti, the drishti forms your concentration, gazing. Ekam. Dve. Treni. Chatwari. Pancham. Open the leg to the side. Turn your head to the right. Ekam. Dve. Treni. Chatwari. Pancham. Back to the front. Take it with both hands or both hands on your belt and take a forward fold. Ekam. Dve. Treni. Chatwari. Pancham, release the leg, keep it lifted, Ekam. Dve, chest open, Treni, Chatwari, and Pancham, release the leg. Take a breath in the breath out. Adha Baddha Paschimottanasana. Okay, so you might need a belt, we'll see, and a block. So you take your right leg into half lotus, and maybe you can stay here. To get the full pose, you take your right arm all the way behind you, and then this is, if you need a belt, you wrap it around this foot, and then you exhale to a forward fold. Ekam. Dve. Chest to the thigh. Treni. Only if you're taking your arm to the back. Yeah, that's it. Good. Chatwari, and then stay upright. Pancham, inhale, rising up. Good job. And release. Okay. So this time, place your weight on your right foot, left foot into half lotus. Think about getting your heel to the navel. Left arm behind you. Use a belt if you need to. And fold forward. Looking at your knee. Ekam. Dve. And the purpose of that, when you're folding forward, is like your heel is actually pressing into the abdomen, so it's a form of a kriya. Chatwari. Good. Pancham, inhale, rise up. Exhale, release your leg. Okay, feet together. Inhale, lift your arms up. And look at your thumbs. Exhale to forward fold. You need to move the energy around. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk or jump back. Inhale, up dog, open your chest, look at the ceiling. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, now you're going to jump to the front. Listen first, straight into Utkatasana. Okay, that's the chair. So from here, so here's the trick to jumping forward. You lift your heels, bend your knees. Yes, look at the space between your hands. So now you've got, and really flatten your hands down. You need strong arms to be jumping forward and back. So there you now, you got some momentum to jump front, but keep the knees bent and then lift the chest. Utkatasana. Very good. Ekam. Hands together. Dui. Tareni. Look at your hands. Look at your thumbs. Chatwari. Very good. Pancham. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, chest open, look at the ceiling. Exhale, down dog, look at your navel. Take your right leg to the front and go to warrior one. Right leg front, warrior one, hands together, look at your thumbs. Ekam. Get your right thigh parallel to the floor. Bend your knee further. Dwe. Treni. Very good. Ground down the back edge of the back foot, outside edge of the back foot. Pancham. So keep your knees nice and low. You're just going to pivot your feet so that you can do warrior one on the back foot. So point the left toes to the back, right foot 45 degrees. Can you bring your foot here? Bring your heel here where my hand is. Yes. Ekam. Dwe. Good. Treni. Chatwari. Still doing Ujjayi breath. Pancham. Open your hips and your arms into warrior two. So just moving your right foot a little bit. Yep. Still gazing through your left fingers. Keep bending your left knee. In. Opening the chest. Good. Pivot your feet the opposite way and warrior two on your right leg. Bending your right knee. Look to the yantra or to the front of the room. Ekam. Good. Dwe. Just check that your shoulders and your arms are aligned. Look to the front, look to the back. Chatwari. One more breath, Pancham. Yes. On the exhale, windmill your hands down and go to your downward facing dog. Okay, stay in down dog to rest, or you can continue with the vinyasa. Inhale, plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Anytime you need a child's pose, feel free to do child's pose as well. We are now going to the seated postures. Yay! So here's the, I'll give you a little break. Take your knees down, go into all fours, or sit down in Vajrasana. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to jump front and jump back, so you get a little rest. So you need strong arms. Imagine that your hands are glued to the floor. Okay. So you lift your heels, you bend your knees, hands glued to the floor, and strong arms. Try not to bend your elbows too much. Everything is active from here to there. And then as you jump front, you cross your legs and then you shoot your legs to the front. Now here's where proportion matters, because some of us have longer arms in proportion to the torso, right? So like, for example, if you go like that, and everybody can do this, but straight, yeah. So some people have like arms here, when fingers are just fingertips touching. And then some people have like long arms and their hands are flat, right? So that will matter with the jumping forward and jumping back, because it's just, you need more space there. So if you wanted more space, for example, you can use the blocks. Now I would use the heavy blocks because they have got more stability, and not here because it's less stable. So more here, more stable. This one, more stable but less height. So I think this one might be the best. So you lift your heels, bend your knees, and then arms are strong. You pull your core in. So also the core, you need to really engage the core. Because why? Because the core is lifting the legs up. The core is lifting the legs up. You can lift your legs up like this and kind of like you're using your muscle here, but what's really lifting that up is the flexors and the core muscles. When I was very young, I had the opportunity to like watch these dancers, the Martha Graham dancers, and I'd never seen anything like that before. You know, I've only seen ballet, and these they're like modern dance. They do modern dance, and they were like lifting their legs up like really slowly, you know, à la seconde, and then to the side, and I was like, wow. And then I could see that they all had a six-pack because their abs were so trained to lift the legs. It wasn't coming from the power of the legs, it was coming from the abs. I'm talking a lot to make you rest. Lift your heels, bend your knees, jump. When you jump, you cross your ankles. Extend your leg front. So the beginner one is going to look like more like that. Okay? Now jumping back. Jumping back. So here you can have the blocks as well. You go into like a semi-boat pose with your ankles together like that. You press your hands down, and then as you exhale, you pull your core in and then shoot your legs to the back in chaturanga. Pray for me. And then up dog, down dog. Let's try jumping forward. It's the easier of the two. So from downward facing dog, and don't worry, you will have lots of chances. I think I counted, there's something like 33 vinyasas, not counting the sun salutations, which is actually 5 to 10 of A and B, or 5 to 8. Okay, look to the front, lift your heels, bend your knees, and walk or jump front. Cross your legs, extend your feet to the front. Very nice. Okay, let's do Dandasan. Dandasan, the stick pose. Like you have Chaturanga Dandasan, you have Ashtanga. No, it's not Dandasan. Dandasan, flex your feet, your legs are straight, activate your thigh muscles, activate everything. This is a pose of everything is active. Your hands by the sides of your hips. You open your chest, you gaze at your toes, and you breathe. In Ujjayi, of course. Now you're going to do the first of the Paschimottanasans. You grab hold of your big toe with your forefingers and thumbs, stick your elbows out to the sides and fold forward. Now think about these micro movements. Anytime you inhale, you're thinking about lengthening your spine, just invisible movements. Every time you exhale, chest more down to the floor or to your thighs. Your muscles work in pairs. So if you want to stretch out the back of your body, you want to contract your front body, which is your abdomen in this case. Okay, now if you feel good in this pose, we're going to go to the next one, which is you look to the front, just gaze front, and you slide your hands on your feet and take a forward fold. So there are all different versions of Paschimottanasana. Elbows out to the sides so that you can flatten your back. Inhaling, you rise up. So here now you slide your hands to the front of your hips, and then now you can practice your jumping back. You cross your ankles, contract your core, jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Go into a boat pose first to prepare, and then switch your legs back. And then go into Vinyasa, up dog, down dog. Start from here, Iga. Start from this. So you prepare by crossing in boat pose. So from downward facing dog, here's another chance to go into your jumping. So jump to the front, crossing your ankles, go forward. To seated. To seated, yes. Very nice, Netta. Good. Fantastic. Okay. Let's do Purvottanasana. So here you bring your elbows down. Where the elbows touch, that's where you put your hands, fingertips pointing to the front. I'll give you an alternative. So the full pose is here, pointing the toes, releasing the head back. You can alternatively do a tabletop position, bending your knees here and then lifting your chest up. Okay. À vous. Ekam. Due. Very nice. Trini. Chatwari. Big toes to the floor. Pancham, release down. Good. Okay, do one more vinyasa. So you stay here nice and close to the body. Don't jump from here. Jump from here nice and close. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog, down dog. And then jumping to the front into seated. Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. Say that 5 times really fast. Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. It's the same as that tree pose, the variation tree pose that we did standing. So this time it's seated. So let's start with the right heel in half lotus. So step by step. So you can stop here if that's where you feel you are, or you can take this right arm. So when you bind, you don't want to do this because you're not going to get any length like that. You really want to open out the joint. Okay. And then hold on to the left big toe and take forward fold. So again, the idea is that your heel is touching your abdomen, pressing into the abdomen like a kriya, like a cleansing. Ekam. Due. So if it's too much on your knee to do half lotus, you can also do like a tree pose, just bend it like that. Inhale, rise up. I'm going to save you the vinyasa. Let's go to the other leg. Extend the right leg, left foot in half lotus, or you can just put the foot on the inner thigh. So you have options. Don't tell Patabi Joyce I gave you options because he doesn't allow it. Exhale, forward fold. Forehead to the knee. Ekam. Due. Trini. Chaturi. Pancham. Inhale, rise. Okay, cross your legs. Half boat pose and jump back, or just give yourself a nice easy vinyasa. Vinyasa is nice to kind of move the energy again after being quite static in the postures. Really use the upward facing dog as your counter pose there for all of your forward bends, and jump back to seated. Yes, very good. Are you feeling now how jumping to seated is easier? Yeah. Okay. Show of hands, knee problems? I forgot. Knee. little bit. I was Emma with a knee problem. Okay. I'm going to show you anyway, so you know if there's knee problems in your classes. So for this pose, I really avoid this one if there's any knee problems, because it's this thing with the knee, okay? So, yeah, I'll start with I bend my right leg. I'll show you front. I bend my right leg at the knee, okay, and then you can, if it's in the way, if this muscle is in the way, your calf muscle, you open it out. The heel is there, sit bones to the floor, and it's just a simple forward bend from there. Now, if there's like too much pressure on this knee, please avoid this posture. It might help to sit on a block, because then it releases some pressure on the knee. And then if there's too much pressure on the lumbar spine, maybe you don't go all the way down and round out. Maybe you stay here, okay? So just see how it feels for you.
This is the one that's hard for my ankle, but not But I think the block will help.
Yeah, try it. And otherwise, if not, you can go to Janushirasana and put the foot here. Okay, go back into your Ujjayi breath. When I went to Ashtanga training, there was only 3 of us, and then the other one had so much sunburn from head to toe, even between her toes, that she like missed a lot. So there was just 2 of us, and then the one girl, inhale, rise up. I'm telling you stories to keep your mind away. Take your legs the other way. The other girl, she dreaded doing the seated postures, and then I was the opposite. Forward, forward, fold. I couldn't wait until I could get to the seated postures, because I didn't like the standing postures. This just goes to show how different our bodies are. I mean, we looked alike. She was a bit taller than me, but if you just looked at us, we looked like we had the same body type. And then sometimes you just need to do more of what you don't prefer. Take 2 more breaths. Trianga Mukha Pada Paschimottanasana. Inhale, rise. And go into your vinyasa. Chaturanga Dandasana, up dog, down dog. And go back to seated. Okay, let's do Janushirasana A. Right foot. I'm going to show you, let's do it this way. I'm going to show you Janushirasana A, B, and C. You're supposed to do them in succession, but I'll let you choose which one. So A is here. It's the one that we already know. The foot is on the inside of the thigh. The B is you take your seat up and you sit on your heel. And then the C is like, it looks strange, but the logic of it is for your Muladhara chakra, which is, so you take your hand, one hand to the top, one hand at the bottom, you pull that nice and close, and you take it there with the heel up, and then you do forward bend. There's a pose where you do both feet like that. It's called Mula Bandhasana, because it's like your Mula Bandha. Okay, so A, B, and then C is the heel up. Yes. Okay, forward fold. 5 breaths. Ujjayi. Inhale and rise up. Change legs. There is a vinyasa here, but we will skip and take forward fold over the other leg. and breathe. Concentrate on the Ujjayi breath. Ekam. Due. Check your shoulders that one is not higher than the other. Treni. Chatwari. Pancham. Inhale, head up, rise. And release the pose. Okay, so do a vinyasa just to let the energy flow, just to also stretch out the front of the body. Back into seated to do Marichayasana, A, B, C, and D. Jump to seated. I will show you Marichayasana A and B, and then you can choose which one to do. Okay, Marichayasana A. You're going to bend your right knee up to the sky, and then you take your right arm up, get some length, exhale the forehead or the shoulder as low down as you can, and then you bring your arms around. My right hand is holding on to my left wrist. If you can't reach the wrists, you reach the fingertips. Okay, the Marichayasana A. Marichayasana B is like this. You bring your left leg into half lotus. So it's the same thing, but the other leg is also bent. And you bring your right knee up, and then you lift, lower, and wrap around. Forehead to the floor. So your choice, A or B. Ekam. Good. Dui. Treni. Chatwari. Pancham. Inhale, rise up. And release. Okay. Change legs. So either Marichayasana A or B. Forehead to the floor or towards the floor. And breathe. Ekam. Due. Treni. Chatwari. Pancham. Inhale, rise up. And do your vinyasa. Very good. Back to seated. Marichayasana C and D. So Marichayasana C and D is similar to Marichayasana A and B, but you are twisting your body. So either you bend your right knee, extend your left leg, and from there, let me show you the several options, okay? I'm pushing my knee to kind of make more space. I'm aligning that to the center. You can be here, you're looking your head to the back, or you can be there or there, right? So holding to the wrist. Or Marichayasana B, you take the extended leg instead into half lotus. You bend the other knee, and then the same thing, either there or into the bind. Ekam. Yeah, you don't need the belt, you just open your chest. Good. Treni. Bring your head up. Bring your hand closer so you're more upright. Okay. Chatwari. Pancham. Inhale, look to the front. And release. Before you twist to the other side, okay, fix your legs first for the twist to the other side. But let me show you something about the binds, especially when you've got your knee up here. So again, it's about the proportion of the body. So if you have your knee bent like this, yeah, you can try it, and then you lift your arm shoulder height. I think, did we do this before? And then you see some people have got a long femur, and then their arm is like that. Some people, long femur in relationship to the torso, right? And then sometimes it's like this. They have a long torso, a shorter femur, right? So look around you, like you see the difference. You see the difference in the space between the knee and the arm? So this will affect how you bind. If you were like this and then you had like this kind of proportion, it would be easier for you to bind, no problem, and you have long arms and you keep a straight body. For me, I'm at the cusp. If I do a bind, show you this way, watch what happens. Show you this way. I do a bind, but now my upper body is a little bit rounded, right? If I do, you see the difference? If I do it here, upper body is straight. So it doesn't mean, oh, I should never bind. It just means, it depends what I want to do. Sometimes I really want to just feel the twist and the straightness, and sometimes I want to feel the bind, and I really want to work on those shoulders and really press the thigh against the chest, right? So some differences, and also anatomy. So let's try it on the other side now. Which side is it? Yes, good, Nata. You're twisting towards the big windows, and your head is turning to the back of the room. Ekam. Due. Treni. Chatvari. Pancham, release. Okay, do a vinyasa and stay in downward facing dog. So this time we're going to jump straight into Navasana, into the boat pose. Boat pose. So lift your heels, bend your knees, flatten your hands down, strong arms, and then cross your legs. And extend your legs up. Ekam. If you're tired, you can stay here. Due. Treni. Chatvari. Pancham. You cross your ankles and then you lift up. Easy way, you put your feet down, you lift your hips up and then lower, okay? And extend again. Ekam. Due. Treni. Chatvari. Pancham. Once more. Lift. Lower. And try again. Ekam. Due. Treni. Chatvari. Pancham. Cross your legs and lift up. And then lower down. Good. Last time. Extend your legs. Ekam. Due. Treni. Chatvari. Pancham. Go straight into Vinyasa. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Open your abdomen as a counter pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, stand down dog. Okay, this one is dedicated to Sky. It's called the Spider-Man pose. It's called Bhujapitasana. So, you lift your heels, you bend your knees, and then instead of jumping your legs through, you're going to jump your legs outside of the mat and beyond your hands. What does that look like? Outside the mat and beyond your hands. Lift your heels, bend your knees, and it's over there. Now you start to take your top legs, your thighs, and then sit it on your triceps, and then you can keep your legs on the floor, or you can lift your legs and take your ankles crossing your ankles. And then from there, you can extend your legs. And then from there, Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Vas-y. Do your vinyasa. Okay. Let's go into seated. From seated, Hella and Jessica sit towards the back of your mat, and Fanny also. Okay, just so we have more space. Okay, so from there, open your legs. Doesn't have to be like super wide, just outside of your mat. A little bit more than outside your mat. That's too wide. It's a bit harder if it's too wide. Okay, you bend your knees. This is called the turtle pose kurmasan. Bend your knees so you have space underneath. You take your hands and then you bring them down, palms down. When you have your hands down, start to extend your legs. Take your forehead down to the floor. And breathe. Feet flexed. Supta Kurmasan. From this pose, you lift your head a little bit. You bring your legs more like a diamond. You can even interlace them. And then you bring your arms behind you. And some people would put their legs on top of the neck. Ekam. Due. Supta Kurmasan. Treni. Chatwari. Pancham. Inhale, rising up. Bring your legs into cross-legged or half lotus or full lotus. Okay. If you're in half lotus, you're going to place your arms by the sides, okay? If you're in... If you're in half lotus, you're going to bring your arms outside. If you are in full lotus, you try to bring your hands... Actually, even if you're in half lotus, you can try to bring your hands under the knee. And then... Yes, there is space there. I swear. Okay, otherwise you lift and then you hug with your hands out. Just place your hands outside. Garba Pindasan. I'll come help you. You okay? Okay, yeah, good. Pull your core in so you can stay in place. Garba Pindasan. And then the next is to Kukutasan. So from there, I'll show you the alternative as well. You place your hands down, square your fingers. If your hands are outside, you just simply place your hands outside. You lift up. Wait, need more momentum. There you go. So you can also place your hands to the sides or use a block and up. Oh. It's actually harder. It's actually harder that way. Because there's no leverage. Okay. Hold it as long as you can for a few breaths. Yeah, or at least lift your hips up. And then go into your vinyasa. Releasing the legs, step back. Go in your chaturanga up dog, down dog. Really use that upward facing dog. I'm gonna go back to seated. For Baddha Konasana, this one you're more familiar with. Soles of the feet together. And 5 breaths here. So here's the chance to focus on your Ujjayi breath once more. And take a forward fold. Keep your hands to your feet. Inhale and rise up. Okay. So here you want to be separate again because we're going to open the legs as wide as we can this time. And then walk your hands forward as far as you can. Maybe hold on to your big toes. Okay. You can also just keep your hands for support or elbows down for support. Fanny, here, it's better. Yeah, over there. Netta, start to open your, yes, okay, and then go down it slow. Yes, good, slowly. Okay, inhale, rise up. Very good. Now you're gonna bring your legs with you. And 5 breaths here. Same thing, Upavishta Konasana. Open the chest, look at the plants. Now imagine this pose upside down. So you're going to roll back and you're going to be on your shoulders like a halasana, a plow pose. Up, 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 up. Yep, keep going. Until your hips go all the way up. Yes, open your legs more. Hands on your toes. No, hands on your toes. And then stay there. Keep holding your toes. Wider legs, Fanny. Yes. Whoop.
And still like
spread? Still spread. It's Upavishta Konasana in 3 different... Hela, go forward so your neck is protected. Yeah. It's Upavishta Konasana, the legs open in 3 different postures. Down and up like a V and upside down. Okay. So, for the bold and the beautiful, you take your hands, bending the elbows by your ear. Like you want to go into full wheel. Okay. Hands flat on the floor. Yes. And then you're going to bend your knees and then you push the floor so that you bend your knees and then push the floor so that you go to the back of the room. And Chaturanga Dandasana. And push and Chaturanga Dandasana. And Chaturanga Dandasana, up dog, down dog. Otherwise, you roll to the front and then you do vinyasa. So that's called a chakrasana. It's a vinyasa but with a rolling backwards. You get a chance to do it again. If you do it with momentum, you don't need my help to do it, right? You just go with momentum. Like a roly-poly when you were a kid. Okay, so lying down on the mat with your back on the mat. Extend your right leg to the ceiling and hold on to the big toe. And stay there for 5 breaths. Supta Padangusthasana. Ekam. Dui. Yes, trini. The other hand is pressing the left thigh down to the floor. Yeah, that's it. The thigh, more the thigh than the hip. Yes, you go. Now open the leg to the side, right leg to the side. Bring your leg back to the center and lift your head and shoulders towards your knees. Yeah. And then release your head and neck down and release your leg down. Take a little breath in Shavasana. And then once more start to activate your legs. Flexing your feet, lift your left leg up, hold on to the big toe. Supta Padangusthasana, straight up towards the ceiling. Yes, very good. Slowly take the leg to the side. If you think about it, it's the same thing that we did standing, but way easier. Back to the center, forward fold. So you lift your head and shoulders up towards your knees. Release your head and neck down, and then release your foot down. Okay, take a breath in your Shavasana. Now you're going to go into your plow pose, into your Halasana. So bend your knees, lift your legs, and then lift your hips and take your legs all the way to the back. Plow pose, Halasana. Okay, now try as much as possible to release your feet to the floor. You're going to take your hands to your feet. Grab hold to this onto the sides of your feet. Okay. Keep holding your feet. The feet are together. Isabel. Okay. You're going to imagine it first. You're going to rock to the front into a boat pose, into an Urdhva Padangusthasana. So rock up and hold it there. Keep holding your feet. Open your chest and release your head back. Yes. So hold on to your feet if you can. Open your chest. Okay. Now you're going to rock back around your neck and rock back. Now you're gonna, when you rock forward, this time you bring your chest to the thighs. Rock forward like a forward fold. Rock forward. And it's basically upward facing Paschimottanasana. Okay, release down. Two choices. You can either go into full wheel or half bridge. So bend your knees, feet flat on the floor to prepare. And you can either from here just lift your hips up, enjoy the pose, or take your hands underneath your shoulders and with your arms and legs you push up. Try to keep your feet parallel. Squeeze. Squeeze this block. Bring your feet closer. Yeah. And lower down wherever you are. Shoulder stand, lift your legs up to the sky and hold on to your back. 25 breaths. Ekam. Due. Yeah. Hold on to your back for support. Treni. So I haven't found any scientific evidence to say that you shouldn't do this when you have your period. But it was found in, I think, an Iyengar book, but, you know, he's a guy, so I'm not sure what he knows. focus on the Ujjayi breath. Keep still. Find the stillness. Keep your legs active, like you really want to touch the ceiling with your feet. That way you're not scrunching your spine. Take your feet slowly behind you, and if possible, with the toes pointed. Here you can extend your arms and interlace your fingers, or you can just keep supporting your back. Breathe in Ujjayi. From there, bend your knees on the floor towards your ears. Right beside your ears on the floor. Karna Birasan. And then arrange your legs into half or full lotus. And then your hands to your knees. So you're in upside down lotus. Yes. Okay, stay there. Yeah. Press your knees up. Yes. Extend your arms. Here. Hands hold on to your knees. Yes. Hold. Stay. Okay, try again. Yes, good. Try to extend your arms to your knees. Here. Hands here. Give me your hands. Yes. Okay, so if you're in full lotus, you try to hold on to your big toes now. And then wherever you are at, slowly lower your spine. Keep your legs in the air. Your legs are crossed and they're in the air. And then so you're holding on to your big toes. You can watch me first if you want. I'm gonna dig my elbows down, and then as I drop the knees down, I lift my head up and back into fish. So you're basically going into fish pose, but the momentum of your legs down helps to open the chest up. Hips on the floor, chest up, forehead on the floor, top of the head on the floor. Okay, good. Okay, good. Now release your hands to your big toes. You keep this down. Yes. Good, that's it. Okay, slowly release. Okay, we're going to hug the knees to the chest and rock up to seated. Now, close your eyes, Yan Mudra, and take a few breaths in Ujjayi, this way. Okay, Yan Mudra, thumb and index finger touching, palms up, and focus on your breath. Bring your chin down slightly. Meditate on your third eye. And then slowly lie down in Shavasana. Soften your right arm all the way to the fingers, all the way to the tips of the fingers. Left shoulder, left arm, all the way to the fingers. Release any tension from your jaw and your neck, your face, your scalp. Softening your eyes, all the muscles around your eyes, and your cheeks. Sense that your whole body starts to heal and rejuvenate all by itself. Including all the organs of your body. Your lungs, your heart, your kidneys, stomach, the gut, the liver, pancreas, spleen, all the organs of your body, even your skin, your bones, your muscles, all the systems. Sense that your body starts to relax and you have a body of light. Feel more in your body of light rather than your physical body. Om Swasti Prajabhyo Palipalayantam Nayena Margena Mahi Mahisha Gobrahmanibhyo Subhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.